guys, it's Teacher Janelle here. Well, today or in this video, you're going to learn how to use especially and especially. Well, the line that comes between them is very, very thin. So the only difference I can see when I look at those words are it's just one letter. That's the letter E. And how we're going to use them in sentences or when we use them in conversations, actually there's not much of a huge difference. But for the sake of this discussion, I'm going to have to teach you the very thin line that comes between them. So I want to make it very simple, or so that you could easily digest what the difference is. So I'm going to have to give you 5 pointers. So the difference actually is just about how or the purpose. You want to use these words for what purpose? So there are actually 5. And among these 5 purposes, 3 of them uses specially. And only one particularly uses specially. And one of the purposes, the last one I'm going to talk about later on, can use either specially or especially. So let's get on with it. Let's start with the first purpose. So if you want to mean above all, or if you want to single out something or someone, you're going to use especially. So you can say, Hilda adores the Winchesters, especially Dean. I hope you're familiar with the Winchesters if you're watching the Supernaturals. So there are Winchesters, it's a family name. So among the Winchesters, Hilda adores Dean. So you're actually singling out Dean above all the Winchesters. So you're using especially. Okay. Next purpose. What if you want to mean particularly, or you want something or someone to stand out from the rest? What are we going to use then? Of course, you're going to use especially. So you're going to say, she can't be sure to come home, especially in this time of the pandemic. This has been a problem with OFWs or returning Filipinos. Because of this pandemic, travel is very difficult. So you want to focus the idea on the difficulty of coming home, particularly in this time of the pandemic. So you're going to say, she can't be sure to come home, especially in this time of the pandemic. Okay, next, the third purpose. The third one is if you simply want to mean very, the adverb of degree, very. If you want to mean very or extremely, you're going to use especially. So you're going to say the amenities in the hotel were not especially good. The amenities in the hotel were not especially good. The amenities in the hotel were not especially good. So you are trying to say that the amenities, the services in the hotel are not really that good. So you want to use especially. The amenities in the hotel were not especially good. Okay? Then we're down to the 4th. The 4th one, this is when you're going to use specially. The only one among the 5 that I'm going to introduce to you. So you're going to use only specially if you want to mean in a special manner. Yes, special manner. So if it's a special manner, specially. So it would be easier for you to remember. The word special is there. Specially. That would be your clue to ease out the doubts that's running through your head. Okay, so you're going to say, I don't want to be treated specially. So you're trying to say that you want to be treated just like anybody else. You don't want to be treated specially. You don't want to be treated in a special manner. Okay, so that's when you're going to use specially. All right, now the last one, this is actually the safe corner. This is our safe corner because the last purpose I'm going to introduce to you is when you can use either specially or especially. So when you want to mean special purpose, where we usually are confused whether or not we're going to use especially or especially, if you want to mean special purpose, you're going to use either specially or especially. So you can't go wrong in the in this last one that I'm introducing to you. So you can say either the song was written especially for you, or the song was written specially for you. So you can't go wrong there. You can use either especially or specially. Okay. Now time for a drill. So I have 3 here. I have prepared 3. So you can just try to answer it on your own. Try to see if you still has that doubt or that confusion running in your forehead now, not inside your brain. So I hope we're going to ease that out. So the first one is, you just have to identify whether you're going to use specially or especially. Nothing blank radical about the idea. There is nothing blank radical about the idea. What do you think should we use? Especially or specially? The second one, the cake was blank made for your birthday. The cake was blank made for your birthday. Is it specially or especially? And the last one, the desserts here and blank the soup are flavorful. The desserts here and blank the soup are flavorful. All right, time for a reveal. Here are the answers. The first one you're going to use especially because you are just trying to say very. So you say there is nothing especially radical about the idea. There is nothing especially radical about the idea. So you don't think that there is, the idea is very radical. You don't think that. So when you say radical, you only mean that a radical idea is an idea that is, let's just say, above what is normal. So this is the norm, and a radical idea goes extremely above the norm. So there is nothing extreme about the idea, nothing deeper or so. So that's it. The second one, you're going to use specially or especially because that would only entail a special purpose. So when you try to mean it or try to point out a special purpose, you can either use specially or especially. So you can say the cake was especially made for your birthday, or the cake was specially made for your birthday. So you can't go wrong there. The last one is the desserts here, especially the soup, were flavorful. The desserts here, especially the soup, were flavorful. Why especially? Because you are trying to say particularly. So the desserts here, particularly the soup, were flavorful. Okay, so that is how you're going to differentiate especially from specially. But then again, I don't think there is much of a fuss around here. So for the sake of discussion and for clarification and grammar, I presented to you the difference in how to use them. But actually, that is not a very wide gap between this. So it is better that we are clarified on something than we go on walking on unclear waters. Okay, so that's the thought I'm going to leave you for now. So it's Teacher Janelle once more, and ta-ta for now. Bye-bye.